Hey y'all, welcome to another video. One of the common question, I not even waste some time, I just gonna go right tonight. But I'm gonna have time on my hand, I'm sure you're not have time on your hand. It's spread better watch a long video. So let's get to the point. Chin, how can I get a driver's license or an identification card if I'm in the United States and I don't have any papers? No, when it comes to state, there's a list of states that allow persons to have driver's license or ID, and this is not the real ID. Persons are getting this real ID thing confused. A real ID versus a regular ID is just that federal limits apply to the other ID them that person whether have no paper in a foreign can get. Right, the real ID only persons, a green card holder, citizen can get this ID. So forget about the whole real ID thing. If you're a person in the United States and you're undocumented, let's not talk about the real ID because this do not apply to you. No, if you're an asylum seeker, you came into the country, your passport was taken at the border, and you're trying to get a ID card to show persons who you are because you honestly don't have a passport because it was taken. If you're an asylum seeker, again, this may I put in a different section. Asylum seekers, you don't have a passport because when you came through the border, they took the passport from you. Some of you might have your Jamaican driver's license, fine. Some of you never drive a day in your life, or ride on a ride bicycle and walk on the foot them. So you don't have a driver's license. So you need to get an identification card because you want to open a bank account and you want to do other stuff and it requires you to show who you are. But because you're not a passport, you can't do it. No, if you're not an asylum seeker, you came here in the United States with a visa, and you still have your passport with you. However, you're undocumented because you went over the 6 month or the 1 year that you were allowed in the country, right? So sometimes it can be very embarrassing, and I'm speaking from experience, where every time I'm doing business, I have to be showing my passport. I do a look at transaction, I have to show my big old passport because I don't have an identification card, right? Certain little things. So when it comes on the asylum seeker, when it comes on the undocumented person, whether they took this plane here, you need to apply. You're trying to apply for a regular identification card, or you're applying for a driver's license. You want to learn to drive, or you used to drive in your home country and you want to step it up a notch and have a driver's license here in the United States. No, when it comes to the Jamaican driver's license, you're allowed. I don't know if other person is going to watch this, of course, from another country, but fine. With your driver's license from Jamaica, and I assume other countries, you're allowed to use that driver's license for 1 year in the United States to drive. After that, you will have to change over to a driver's license within the United States. Depends on the state that you're in. Fine. Now we know says not every country allows undocumented immigrants to have these required or these two specific documents like a driver's license or a state ID. But some states, things are not so strict anymore. So there's quite a few states that allows undocumented persons to have a driver's license or have a state ID. And these are some of the states I'm going to list out. So the states are as followed. You have California, where I'm at. They allow persons to get a state ID or a driver's license. You will not be allowed to enter federal building. You cannot fly on these driver's license. You cannot use them to fly from state to state. You cannot use them to leave the country, obviously, and you cannot use it to enter certain all of the government facilities like IRS office and stuff like that. No, these states are California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts. You have Nevada, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York. You have Oregon, Utah. You have Vermont. You have Rhode Island, Virginia, and Washington. These are the states that you can, as an undocumented person in the United States, get a non-driver's identification card. And you can get a driver's license. With these cards, they will have federal limits applied to them. You cannot fly within the United States from state to state or outside the United States with these identification cards. So when you come to applying for a driver's license or a non-driver's license identification card in any of the states that I just mentioned, you're going to need a list of requirements, right? And these list of requirements you're going to take with you to the DMV in your state, and these are what they're going to use to see if you're qualified to get the driver's license or the identification card. Now, the list of documents are as followed. If you have a social security number, then take this with you. If you applied before and it shows say you're not eligible to get a social security number, I'm so used to saying social studies, social security number, then take that paper when you got denied for it with you. You will need a passport. If you're an asylum seeker, then you will not have your passport, right? If you came into the country and just circumstances you did not went back home and you're now past the 6 months or the 1 month or the 1 year mark, but you do have your passport, you're considered undocumented, right? So take with you your unexpired passport from the country that you are from. Take with you also a birth certificate. Now, if you used to drive in the country where you come from, yes, Jamaica or wherever, take with you your Jamaican or whichever country you're from driver's license. Take with you your driver's license if you have one. Now, if the driver's license expire like 2 years, you can take it. 1 year you can take it, but no longer than 2 years. Enough to expire longer than 2 years. Take that with you also. If you're a person who came in by a flight, you need to print off your I-94 form and take it with you. If you're an asylum seeker and you came in and when they checked you when you came in, they gave you some list of documents, take that with you as your proof of entry into the country. If you manage to open one bank account, whether you're asylum seeker or this mostly go for the person coming on them visa and overstay, take a bank statement with you. Take any bills with you. If you have hospital bill, if you have phone bill, if you have internet bill, take this bill with you to show the address that you really are living at. Take that with you. Any form of bill at all, even a bank statement, take that with you. Or even if you never come in on a plane, same for the asylum seeker, any bill you have, if you have to pay internet bill, if you have to pay a light bill, if you have to pay a phone bill, as long as it show for the address where you apply for, take that with you. You can have someone write you a letter and send that letter to the address where you're staying, where you're using to say, this is where I'm living. And this will apply if you don't have no utility bill, make somebody send you one letter in the mail to that address. If you work with the IT number and you file taxes, take that with you, your tax paper, tax transcript. There's so many things you can bring to prove these things. So prove again, when you come and approve of living that you really live in New York, bring if you have a Western Union card, that's how low them go. If you have a Western Union card with, your name and address for New York or wherever state you try to apply, take that with you. If you're married, bring your marriage certificate to say, hey, I got married. Or take, if your name changed again and you're divorced, bring your divorce decree with you. So the same thing apply for the driver's license and the non-driver's license ID. If you apply for one or the other, the same requirements you're going to bring in. You understand? So it's not that difficult. Now, with some state like New York, if you're going to apply for the driver's license, they require you to do the written test. And what they give is the standard driver's license. I don't know if this applies for all other states. I know the proof of everything and stuff like that is the same documents you're going to bring in. But I don't know if them allow you to do a written test online. I know here in California, for the driver's license, not for the ID itself. I know here in California, we have to go in to the DMV and do the test on the computer. With New York, I hear that you can do the test online, then go in with the documents them. And it's always good for you to take a walk or a drive or a run down to the DMV and check over the list of requirements that you need. When it comes to prices, I heard someone say they didn't pay any money. Over here in California, we have to pay up to roughly $45. But again, every state is different. Check with your DMV to see what are the requirements, how much is the fee. I didn't make plans to go and apply for these things. Just get up these documents that I just listed. The more, the better. And when you come to applying for these things, it's all about points. Each document add up with a point, 3 or 2 points or 4 points, adding up to the points that they need. But it's really simple, guys. I hope this video helped you. I'm asking if you help me by subscribing to this channel. Don't just watch the video and run off. Please give it a thumbs up. Share to who you think need to know this. And just press the notification bells because I keep it coming. I made a GPS for foreign undocumented people. Because I've been there and done that. So I'm going to feel for more information and I know where to get it. And that's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for passing us soon on the road. Yeah. Don't forget to follow me on the rest of my platform. If you're not following me on TikTok, what you doing? Is here for you underscore immigration. On Instagram, this over on Instagram, here for you underscore immigration. Over on Facebook, this is here for you immigration consultant. Don't forget to help with the filing process. I help with asylum forms. I help with the VAWA forms. All of that immigration wise. You know your girl is an immigration consultant. That's why I'm know, I'm going to do what I do. For now, y'all walk good.